Extraordinary detail in this witness statement that he's given, outlining the damage that he believes was done to him, the paranoia, and explaining why relationships were so difficult, because he obviously thought others were giving press the details about these various occurrences.
Mm. Yeah, it's extraordinary listening and watching all this, because the Prince Harry that I knew when I was there was somebody. He was quite a private individual. He had many close friends. He spent a lot of time at Highgrove and also at Eton. I was unaware of any of this. It doesn't mean to say it wasn't taking place, but it shows you that obviously there was things going on that we didn't realise, and that obviously he's saying has affected him, which I can believe. I can understand. I understand why he's wanting to kind of defend and do this, but we don't have seen this. The monarchy, the royal family always keep away from these kind of things, and it's extraordinary to see the fifth in line to the throne in a court case giving evidence.
Well, we understand that the King did advise him not to proceed with this, describing it as suicidal in terms of what the fallout may be. But he clearly believes that this is a moment that the tabloid press need to be taken into account. I mean, did you get a sense in the royal household at the time that this would be simmering away for so many years?
No, not at all. I mean, as you know, Matt, over the years there's been inquiries and different things that have taken place, and the phone hacking has been mentioned before. But I was unaware that this was going to kind of become what it's become today, and I'm not surprised that the King's advised him against it, because, as I said, the monarchy don't get involved in things like this. And I read there was a thing that I saw where obviously he's mentioned the government. He's brings the government into it as well, and these are just things that they don't do because they keep away from this. It's not advisable for the monarchy to be doing this kind of thing. And even though a lot of people say he's no longer part of the royal family, he is still a councillor of state, he is in fifth in line to the throne, and he is the son of the king. So it's quite damaging what's going on.
Including a rather unflattering description of Piers Morgan, as he might, as a former editor of the Mirror Group newspapers, but also for another former royal butler, Paul Burrell. Perhaps this might go down rather differently with Mr. Burrell than it will with Piers Morgan.
Well, possibly. I mean, it was interesting to hear the kind of names that have been kind of put around. I'm glad I haven't been mentioned so far in any of this. But I do, I think people that, when you hear these kind of things being said about them, wouldn't surprise me if they retaliate or say something in response. But this is the problem, Mark. It's almost opening up a hornet's nest. And this is what I think they should be advising. I'd be advising them not to do this. In fact, the other day, I made a comment where I said, I think the best thing for him to do is to continue to lead his private life that he wanted in the States, because but as I said, I understand that he obviously feels strongly about this, but there's just things that royals just don't do, and this is certainly one of them. You don't have a royal member of the royal family in a court testifying. It's just not the done thing.
But there is another analysis, and that is that perhaps the realisation that even if you're royal, you hurt if things are said or things are done to you, it may actually engender rather more sympathy for him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Mark, you'll remember his late mother, Diana, Prince of Wales. I mean, she quite often spoke out and voiced, what she felt. And so it's not a new thing by any means, a member of the royal family kind of speaking out. It's just we haven't seen anything like this happen for quite some time. But of course, at the end of the day, I was lucky enough to get to know them. They're human beings. They're like you and me. They hurt, they cry, they laugh. They are like everyone else. But I think maybe this is a sign of things to come. Maybe with members of the royal family, if they feel that they've been attacked or they need to defend themselves, maybe they will. Maybe this is just the start of how it's going to be with members of the royal family.